The Hyde Park and Regent's Park bombings occurred on 20 July 1982 in London. Members of the Provisional Irish Republican Army detonated 2 bombs during British military ceremonies in Hyde Park and Regent's Park, both in central London. The explosions killed 11 military personnel, 4 soldiers of the Blues and Royals at Hyde Park, and 7 bandsmen of the Royal Green Jackets at Regent's Park. 7 of the Blues and Royals horses also died in the attack. One seriously injured horse, Sefton, survived and was subsequently featured on television programs and was awarded Horse of the Year. In 1987, Gilbert, Downey, Mcnamee was convicted of making the Hyde Park bomb and jailed for 25 years. He served 12 years before being released under the terms of the Good Friday Agreement. His conviction was later quashed. In 2013, John Downey was charged with 4 counts of murder in relation to the Hyde Park attack. His trial began in January 2014 but collapsed the following month after a ruling upon a letter sent to him by police assuring him that he would not be prosecuted over the attack. No one has ever been charged in connection with the Regent's Park bombing. The attacks. Hyde Park bomb at 10:40 a.m. A nail bomb exploded in the boot of a Blue Morris Marina parked on South Carriage Drive in Hyde Park. The bomb comprised 25 pounds of gelignite and 30 pounds of nails. It exploded as soldiers of the Household Cavalry, Queen Elizabeth II's official bodyguard regiment, were passing. They were taking part in their daily changing of the guard procession from their barracks in Knightsbridge to Horse Guards Parade. 3 soldiers of the Blues and Royals were killed outright, and another, their standard-bearer, died from his wounds 3 days later. The other soldiers in the procession were badly wounded, and a number of civilians were injured. 7 of the regiment's horses were also killed or had to be euthanized because of their injuries. Explosives experts believe that the Hyde Park bomb was triggered by remote by an IRA member inside the park. The 4 men who died in the attack were Dennis Anthony Daly, Simon Tipper, Vernon Young, and Raymond Bright. The 7 horses who died in the attack were Cedric, Epaulet, Falcon, Rochester, Waterford, Yeastvite, and Zara. Regent's Park bomb. The second attack happened at about 12:55 p.m., when a bomb exploded underneath a bandstand in Regent's Park. 30 military bandsmen of the Royal Green Jackets were on the stand performing music from Oliver, to a crowd of 120 people. It was the first in a series of advertised lunchtime concerts there. 6 of the bandsmen were killed outright and the rest were wounded. A 7th died of his wounds on the 1st of August. The 7 men who died were Graham Barker, Robert Livingston, John McKnight, John Heritage, George Masher, Keith Powell and Lawrence Smith. At least 8 civilians were also injured. The bomb had been hidden under the stand some time before and triggered by a timer. Unlike the Hyde Park bomb, it contained no nails and seemed to be designed to cause minimal harm to bystanders. Aftermath. A total of 22 people were detained in hospital as a result of the blasts. 18 soldiers, a police officer, and 3 civilians. The IRA claimed responsibility for the attacks by deliberately mirroring Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher's words a few months before when Britain entered the Falklands War. They proclaimed that the Irish people have sovereign and national rights which no task or occupational force can put down. Reacting to the bombing, Thatcher stated, "These callous and cowardly crimes have been committed by evil, brutal men who know nothing of democracy. We shall not rest until they are brought to justice." The bombings had a negative impact on public support in the United States for the Irish Republican cause. Sefton, a horse that survived the attack at Hyde Park despite suffering serious wounds, became famous after appearing in many television shows and was awarded Horse of the Year. Sefton's rider at the time of the bombing, Michael Pedersen, survived but claimed to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. After splitting from his wife, he committed suicide in September 2012 after killing two of his children. A memorial marks the spot of the Hyde Park bombing, and the troop honors it daily with an eyes left and salute with drawn swords. A plaque commemorating the victims of the second attack also stands in Regent's Park. Criminal proceedings. In October 1987, 27-year-old Gilbert Downey, Mcnamee, from County Armagh, was sentenced at the Old Bailey to 25 years in prison for his role in the Hyde Park bombing and others, despite his plea that he was not guilty. In December 1998, shortly after his release from Mays prison under the Good Friday Agreement, 3 Court of Appeal judges quashed his conviction, deeming it unsafe because of withheld fingerprint evidence that implicated other bomb makers. They stated that though the conviction was unsafe, it did not mean Mcnamee was necessarily innocent of the charge. On 19 May 2013, 61-year-old John Anthony Downey, from County Donegal, was charged with murder in relation to the Hyde Park bomb and intending to cause an explosion likely to endanger life. He appeared by video link from Belmarsh Prison for a bail hearing at the Old Bailey on 24 May and did not apply for bail, so was remanded in custody. At a hearing on 1 August 2013, Downey was granted conditional bail and a trial was scheduled for January 2014. On 24 January 2014, Downey appeared at the Old Bailey for the beginning of his trial. He entered a not guilty plea on the 4 murder charges and the charge of intending to cause an explosion. On 25 February 2014, it was revealed that Downey's trial had collapsed after the presiding judge had ruled, on 21 February, upon a letter sent by the Police Service of Northern Ireland to Downey in 2007, assuring him that he would not face criminal charges over the attack. Although the assurance was made in error and the police realized the mistake, it was never withdrawn, and the judge ruled that therefore the defendant had been misled and prosecuting him would be an abuse of executive power. Downey is one of 187 Irish suspects who received secret on-the-run letters guaranteeing him unofficial immunity from prosecution.